This full moon in Sagittarius is illuminating the quest for knowledge, adventure, and the expansion of our horizons. Hey y'all, I'm Jasmeen, the owner of House of Chiron Astrology and Reiki, and I make the language of astrology digestible for all of y'all. So welcome to my channel if you are in fact new here, but if you are not, if you're returning, then welcome back. And since I have a couple of new people here, as always, I'm going to give you the lay of the land and just let you know how we do things here. So I'm Jasmeen, I'm the owner. I am a Reiki master. I am also a mental health professional, currently in grad school to become a licensed therapist. I have been practicing astrology for almost a decade, I would say. Yeah, something like that. So, that being said, I like to come on here and give y'all all the tips, the tools, the tea when it comes to astrology. All right. Now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are in fact new here, okay? So that way you will not miss any of the videos that I happen to upload throughout this month or any month. All right. So, we are here to talk about this full moon in Sagittarius, all right? And so the full moon is happening at 2 degrees Sagittarius on May 23rd. It's approximately happening like around 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time. So that will probably be 9, close to 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern, and maybe about 6 or 7-ish in the morning Pacific Time. So, just depends on where you are in the world. So, with that being said, it's going to be a full moon while we're sleeping or while we're just now waking up, depending on what you do with your life. And, this full moons, like I always say, all full moons are a time for releasing. And it's when the moon is at its fullness because it's illuminating what's being in the shadows. It's illuminating the culmination of something, the ending of a phase, the wrapping up of a cycle. And so this lunar event is really emphasizing the understanding and wisdom, and challenging us to look beyond the immediate and the familiar. Think outside the box, rise above the horizons, and see what is there to see outside of just what's in front of you, right? So it's here to say, like, embrace broader perspectives. And so the Sagittarius full moon is a full moon in a fire sign, right? It's fiery and it's expansive in its nature. It's inviting us to not only have, some adventure, but also inviting us to explore philosophical and cultural boundaries, right? Because that's the Sagittarius way. Think outside the box. What is the philosophy of this thing? What is it that we can learn? How can we explore new school of thought? Those different things. So, anywho, the sun. So, when a full moon happens, it is when the sun and moon are in opposition. So, in this case, the sun is in Gemini and it's going to be opposing the moon that is in Sagittarius. So, therefore, we'll have a Sagittarius full moon. And so, that sun's energy, that sun's light is shining onto the moon. And we can see this fullness, right? And the opposition between the sun and moon highlights the dynamic tension between the Gemini sun, which is focused on information and gathering details and communication and local interactions, and then opposing the Sagittarius moon, which seeks to understand through a broader lens, through travel, through higher learning, through philosophical exploration, through, higher education, through exploring different belief systems. That is what's opposing each other. So it's the intellect versus the philosopher kind of energy. So the exploration between the two and finding the balance. And that aspect is really encouraging that balance between collecting detailed information and synthesizing it into a comprehensive worldview. Right. And so that's what's happening with this full moon, and it's bringing it to its fullness. Now, if we think back to Sagittarius season, we had a Sagittarius new moon sometime around November, December of 2023. So that new moon, we were setting intentions regarding whatever it is that we were, looking to set out to accomplish during that time. And it also depends on where Sagittarius is in your chart, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So Now, 6 months later, we're having the Sagittarius full moon. We can see the culmination of those intentions that we set during that time. Well, how far have we come? What needs to be released? What is it that we've learned that we can go ahead and let go? Lessons, all those things. So it's a perfect time for us to, be on an educational pursuit, whereas like we're learning or we're trying to recognize what we have learned, what it is that we need to publish, or put out, what it is that we need to launch, and also what it is that we still have further exploration to do, right? Exploring beliefs or expanding your mental horizons. So it's just a recognizing of all of those energies. Now, also keep in mind that this moon is going to be trine Neptune, that is at home in Pisces. And so the trine between the moon and Neptune is an interesting one, right? Because it's introducing a deeply spiritual and intuitive layer to this full moon. So things are going to be felt. You're going to be tender and intuitive and sensitive, and you might be picking up on the energies around you. And although this is a harmonious aspect, it's enhancing empathy and creativity and the connection to the mystical or the divine more so. And so sometimes that can be like sensory overload for us, and we might feel a little, sensitive to things. So just kind of keep that in mind during the time of the Sagittarius full moon. Although it's in Sagittarius and we're going to be seeking the adventure. We're going to be looking to, have fun and do something different and be spontaneous. Still, it might be a need for us to really check in and use our discernment and tap into the divine to see what it is that we need to do moving forward. Okay. So, the influence of this full moon makes an excellent time not only for spiritual practices, but also artistic endeavors and charitable activities, right? Because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and is making that trine to its co-ruling sign, which is Pisces, the Neptune and Pisces energy. So Jupiter, in traditional astrology also ruled Pisces. So, it's about artistic, but also spiritual practices, charitable activities. What is it that we can do to help our brethren, our friends, our community, things like that. And so it's really enhancing, like I said, the sensitivity and intuition and helping us to kind of connect on a more profound and emotional level, not only within ourselves, but within our communities, within, our environments and the people around us. So also, this moon is going to be making a couple more aspects, one of which is the sextile to Pluto that's retrograde in Aquarius. And so that sextile between the moon and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is really providing an opportunity for a subtle yet powerful transformation. And so sextiles, I like to think of them as work that needs to be done in order for a certain outcome to happen. So with the moon, it's like we need to tap into our emotional capacity, what makes us feel safe and secure, our emotional intelligence in allowing the transformation that is required, right? That Pluto and Aquarius energy, allowing that internal transformation, the internal review of things that are going on within us and allowing that to kind of like manifest itself externally. And so this aspect is really supporting like changes that involve collaboration and collective efforts, because Pluto is in Aquarius, kind of transforming and making us rethink how we have contributed to the way we communicate and how we do community, so to speak, and what is good for all, and restructuring and bringing down certain outdated, ways of being, structures and ideologies and so on and so forth, right? There's things going on with technology, there's things going on with innovation and AI and yada, yada, yada. But there's also so many other things going on when it comes to community, when it comes to people, the entire collective, so to speak. So that sextile to the moon is going to be from Pluto to the moon is going to be showing us the work that still needs to be done. Okay. And particularly in those areas that are aimed at reformative or humanitarian goals. What can we do to help one another? So keep that in mind. There might be some things that come up during this time, or that we actually see kind of come to fruition or come to the light, because full moons illuminate what's done in the shadows. So there might be some things that kind of come to the light with this. All right. So also this aspect is facilitating like a deeper emotional insight and transformations because of that Pluto energy. So particularly it's regarding our role within like larger social context. It's really beneficial for us, especially this time, right, to engage in like transformative activities that's also going to serve a greater good. So get out there in the community, go and do some type of philanthropy work, something like that. Also, it's going to be making a trine to Pluto that's retrograde in Aquarius. And so with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, the sun's trine is going to really energize personal empowerment and significant life changes for us because the sun is our vitality. It's our focus, our energy. It's our goals, it's our personality, right? And so this aspect is encouraging the pursuit of personal and societal transformations through a powerful self-expression, through leadership, because it's that sun energy. And so the configuration that's happening with this sun trine Pluto, because the sun is in Gemini and it's trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, this configuration is potent for catalyzing changes, not just in personal lives, but, also in a broader social dynamic, right? It's for everyone. It supports the initiatives that we are innovative and potentially, or that, yeah, basically we're potentially trying to make a revolution here, right? So I hope they don't take my video down for saying that. But anyway, that's basically what this is helping us do, is trying to see what needs to be changed, how far we need to go, how much further we need to go, how much work needs to be done, and what is it that we have individually that we can contribute to that. Now, also, last but not least, the sun is going to be sextile. Did I say Neptune and Pisces already? I think I did. Oh, no, I said the sun. So the sun is sextile Neptune and Pisces. The moon is also making that trine to Neptune and Pisces, right? So as the sun is making a sextile to Neptune and Pisces, this is bringing an element of idealism and imagination, right? To our basic identity and our ego. We're able to actually be creative. We're actually able to think outside the box. It often softens up our intellect, from being rigorous like Gemini with that touch of like Pisces, compassion and intuition. So there might be a blend of those two energies that come with this. And so we'll be able to have like a creative expression along with some idealism. And so just gentle aspects that's encouraging a blend of reality with idealism, grounding our dreams in a practical way, being able to think and plan in a very creative way, but also very detailed. It's an excellent time for us to, get involved in creative pursuits that require both vision and detail, right? Promoting peace and understanding, those type of things. That's what's happening with that energy. So overall, we need to really focus on expanding our horizons, embracing learning and new experiences. It's going to broaden our perspective, whether it's through travel, higher education, exploring new philosophies. All of these things could be particularly fulfilling to us. Also, engage in spiritual practices. So utilize this time for meditation, artistic endeavors, or just connecting with your intuitive side. Spiritual and creative energies are really heightened during this moon also. And we're going to want to be a little bit more adventurous and think outside the box naturally because it's a full moon in Sagittarius. So also, something to consider is promote and embrace change. Look for opportunities to lead or participate in movements or projects that's aiming towards societal improvements, societal changes, right? We have all this Pluto and Aquarius energy in its retrograde right now. So we're reviewing how we have contributed to the way society is in so many different ways. And so your efforts can really lead to significant advancements during this time. And then also kind of keep in mind that balance idealism with practicality, right? While we're dreaming big, keep an eye on the practical outcomes to make sure that our visions can effectively be integrated in our daily life, so just kind of keep that in mind. Now, that is all that I have for the general information or energy for everyone, for the collective. And so before we dive into the readings for all 12 signs, I have a few quick announcements. If you are looking to get a reading, go ahead and do so. I have 30 and 60-minute slots available on my website. I have Reiki sessions available on my website. I also have House of Chiron merch. So we have hats, hoodies, beanies, t-shirts, tote bags. We have all kinds of stuff on there. So go and look. We have the Astro and Afros t-shirt line. We have the Cosmically Locked line. There are some other new things that are going to be coming out very soon, so keep watch of that. But if you're looking to kind of like jazz up your wardrobe a little bit, you see what I did there? Jazz. Go ahead and navigate to my website for that. Also, if you are looking to follow along with what I am talking about when I'm speaking all this astrology lingo, go to my website. As soon as you get there, there's going to be a pop-up for you to download my free cheat sheet PDF. It is 30 pages of direct information about astrology. It helps you understand what I mean when I'm talking about these aspects, the zodiac signs and what they represent, what they mean, what's the rulership, the modality, all the things. So go and get that. It's free. You can just download that and you can follow along, and it can kind of help you understand the basics of astrology just a little bit. Also, what else do I have? I said Reiki, I said readings, merch. I think that's it. All right. So now moving on to the readings for all 12 signs. Make sure you are listening for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Your rising is going to be first in primary because that is the most accurate reading for your sign. It tells you exactly where this energy is happening in what area of your life. Okay. Secondly, it's going to be your sun sign. That directly reflects your focus and your goals and also can reflect your career. Excuse me. So, last but not least, it's going to be your moon sign. All right. Your moon is more subjective. It is internal. It's about your emotional world, but it also can reflect your home, family life, and current living situations. Okay. So let's start off the Sagittarius full moon energy for all 12 signs with Aries, sun, moon, and rising. So this full moon is happening in your ninth house of higher learning and travel and beliefs and higher education and philosophies and adventure and your life purpose. So it's encouraging you to explore beyond your usual boundaries, right? It's an ideal time for you to travel or begin an educational pursuit that expands your worldview. Embrace opportunities that kind of challenge your philosophical beliefs and engage in some higher learning activities, or this could be the culmination, right? Because it is a full moon. So if you are releasing something, you could be wrapping up, going through like a semester of school, or you could be wrapping up, a traveling situation, or maybe you're just now embarking on a traveling situation that you've been working on creating and planning for the last 6 months or so. That is also something that's possible. So you could be graduating during this time. So keep that in mind. Now, also, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. This Sagittarius full moon is happening in your eighth house. So this is about the house of transformation and shared resources. This is about intimacy. This is karma and debt and money that you get from like government, so things like that. And the full moon is really focusing on deep emotional and financial transformation. So this could be a time where you are dealing with joint finances or investments or emotional entanglements, things of that nature. So consider how shared resources can be better managed, and open up to have a transformative experience that foster personal growth, especially within your intimate dynamics, right? So this could also be like you are like your partner is coming into more money, right? So shared resources, joint finances, that's eighth house. Or this could be that you are receiving or releasing a debt. That could also be something. Additionally, this could be that there's going to be like some emotional kind of conversation or a situation that comes up when it comes to you and your partner, if this is applicable. Also, this could be the indication of like the ending or the ending of a cycle, right? So maybe you're wrapping up one phase and you're entering into a new phase because of this energy, right? So it's like maybe you're going from being engaged to like actually getting married. You're joining in a union because it's also eighth house, sharing things. So keep that in mind. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. This Sagittarius full moon is happening in your seventh house of partnerships and contracts. So this is about your commitments and your agreements. This also is the house of marriage. So the emphasis on your relationships and significant partnerships, whether they're business, platonic friendships, intimate, however, that's what this is. And so with the full moon in your opposite sign, it's telling you to look for better balance between your needs and the needs of others, right? It's an excellent time for resolving conflicts or taking relationships to a deeper, more meaningful level. And also this could be like the culmination or the ending of like a contract or a partnership. Or maybe y'all are launching something, like if it's a business partnership, it's finally like, coming to the fullness of the thing you've been working on. Okay. And so for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this Sagittarius full moon is happening in your sixth house. So this is the house of health and service, your daily routines and your work and your employees and pets. So the focus is really drawn on your health and your daily routines, and also your work, right? The people you work with. And so it's illuminating the need for a balanced approach to physical health and service, right? So implementing routines that improve your well-being and considering how you can serve others effectively, perhaps through your work or by volunteering. Because like I said, that humanitarian energy is still here too. So just really seeing how far you've come when it comes to like your health, or how far you've come in your work, and maybe it's time for you to elevate and move on to something new. All right. So for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this Sagittarius full moon is happening in your fifth house. And so this is the house of creativity and pleasure and kids and joy and, your creative self-expression. So this is really bringing the joy and creativity and perhaps a touch of romance into your life, because the fifth house also is about romance. And so it's a wonderful time to like engage in activities, or recognize how much you've actually engaged in certain hobbies, and being grateful, right? The gratitude is here, and the activities that really help you express your unique talents, and those things that just bring you happiness and joy. This is a time to really celebrate life's pleasures and just share your light and your warmth with those around you. But also this could be a time where um you know some of us could be giving birth. I'm not saying us because I ain't got no Leo rising. Um, but some of us could be giving birth now, whether it's to a creative project or an actual birth, right? That is possible. So just kind of keep that in mind during this time. All right. Now, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this Sagittarius full moon is happening in your fourth house. Okay, so the fourth house is home and family, and what makes you feel safe and secure, and your sense of comfort. And it's about the mother energy and your roots and your traditions also. So the focus is on your home environment and your family relationships. So the full moon is encouraging you to secure your foundations and address any domestic issues that you're having. So you could be actually like, remodeling your home, or bringing something new into your home, or just stepping into a new timeline where you feel more secure within your home. Maybe even changing certain family dynamics within the home, whether it's like a schedule that you're implementing, or, certain things like that. So consider family gatherings or a home improvement project that kind of create a nurturing and supportive home life. Those are going to be like the focus areas during this time. All right. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sagittarius full moon is happening in your third house of communication, learning, your environment, like your actual neighborhood, your neighbors. It's also about transportation and small business. So this is a time to expand your communication skills and engage in learning. The full moon may bring important news or a culmination of learning projects. So kind of like work towards engaging in discussions and express your ideas. Your words have power, that can inspire and educate others. So maybe this is a time where you are, actually educating people and communicating. This could also indicate something with social media, or just like a small group, or connecting with siblings or cousins. Um, this is just, maybe you wanting to write a book or something along those lines. This is a perfect time for you to go ahead and launch that thing. If it's something that you've been working on, just put it out there. All right. So for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sagittarius full moon is happening in your second house of money and personal values. It's also about, your possessions, and it's the financial sector, right? It's being illuminated. So it's really showing a need for managing your resources wisely, and not necessarily being so adventurous with your money. Reflecting on your values and aligning your spending with what truly matters to you, making sure that you're just not spending for the sake of it, but spending because it's necessary. So you could be opening some investment portfolios. You could, be utilizing this as a time to finalize financial matters or launch into those new investments. So it's a wonderful time to kind of like, keep stock of what you have in stock. All right. Now for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this Sagittarius full moon is happening in your sign. So it's directly affecting you. It's all about you, right? Because it's in your first house of self and personal identity. It's about your confidence and your initiatives and first impressions. So it's in your sign. So the focus is on you. It's on your personal goals, it's on your self-expression, it's on, how you identify, right? Reflecting on your identity and how you represent or present yourself to the world. And it's a really powerful time for self discovery and just asserting yourself in a brand new way or shedding the parts of you that don't resonate with who it is that you are now. Okay. So there's that. Also could be a time where you're like, okay, I'm about to change my hair, my wardrobe, something. Okay. So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this Sagittarius full moon is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious, solitude, spiritual healing, spirituality, creativity. So this period calls for introspection, right? Going deep within and dealing with the subconscious mind. Excuse me. So this moon is inviting you to retreat and reflect, go inward, take some time. It's an excellent time for spiritual practices. It's also an excellent time for meditation and actually going on a retreat. So maybe therapy can also assist you, right? So if you want to go on like a spiritual retreat and it helps you kind of connect with your inner self and heal past wounds, those things are going to definitely come to its fullness. Also, the 12th house represents endings, right? So things coming to an end, things coming undone. And so something could be getting dissolved or becoming undone at this time. And it could be something within your subconscious. It could be, self-sabotaging behaviors. It could be a health issue that you've been, navigating and dealing with. Okay. So also for some people, when it comes to like that 12th house energy, the 12th house also represents the womb. So some people could be giving birth during this time or actually receive or like getting pregnant during this time. Okay. So, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Sagittarius full moon is happening in your 11th house of friendships and community, your overall goals, your vision. And so, your social circle and your community involvement is really being highlighted during this full moon energy. And it's bringing maybe a social event or a community project to a culmination, right? Where it's coming to its ending, where you're launching it. Maybe you've been working on like creating a nonprofit or you've been working on, creating this community group and it's time to like connect and actually do the thing. It also could be a time to connect with friends and engage in a group activity that aligns with your long-term goals and values. So this is also something that could possibly come through where you're like, oh, okay, I found this community. I found my community. I found my tribe. And, just kind of come into this culmination of this community engagement. Okay. And so last but not least, we have Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Sagittarius full moon is happening in your 10th house of career and public image, your responsibility to the world, your social status. And so professional matters are really coming to the forefront with this full moon and it's reflecting on your career and your path and your public image. And so it's a good time to complete significant projects or to make changes in your career that reflect your true aspirations, things that align to your personal values and your life goal, your life's purpose, what it is that you're destined to do. And just kind of making that shift. So with the moon being here, it's illuminating what's hidden in the shadows. So maybe there's some things that need to be kind of like course corrections that needs to happen when it comes to your career. Maybe you're looking to kind of dissolve one aspect of work and you're looking to kind of switch your career and go into something else. Well, this is happening right now for you for that very reason. It also could indicate that you're going to get recognized within work for something that you've done that's just like a natural thing that you do, or you're going to get another job offer. Okay. So there you have it. That's all I have for y'all for the Sagittarius full moon. I hope that you have a wonderful full moon and you release what needs to be released. Okay. Um, like I said before, announcements, make sure you hit the description box below so that way you can navigate and get to my website and get all the things, the readings, the astrology, the Reiki, the merch, the free PDF, yada, yada, yada. All right. I look forward to connecting with y'all throughout the rest of the month. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.